Ready.
It started back when I first was introduced into the Team First Network. At that time, funny as it be, I had to earn my school shirt. Now, ignoring the fact that my mom had spent $25 on that polo shirt, I still had to earn it somehow. But in the end, the overall concept was that you had to earn the blue and gold. Now, what exactly was the blue and gold? Well, it was to basically bear the right to have the AF name across your chest. Now, did I really understand the full terms of what it meant? No, but in order to go to the school, I had to do what I had to do. During these 3 days of earning the blue and gold, we went over the rules, procedures, and followings of the AF way. The last day, my then fifth grade history teacher, Mr. Milker, had pulled me out the music room and had a conversation with me. He told me that because I was trying to help somebody in a public way that came off as disrespectful, I then had to serve detention the next day. It was then in that moment I started to cry, because then I didn't fully understand why was I getting punished for helping someone in need. It was then that day that traveled on as my continued middle school and current high school days went on. Moving into sixth grade was a really rough time for me. During that time, the teachers didn't talk to me like as if I was Javon. They spoken to me with as stern, intense, disciplinary voice, so it's either my way or the highway, without really fully grasping that I was only a 12-year-old boy introduced into this harsh network. In the result, I had gotten suspended too many times, and too many throws just added up, and I had to leave the school in order to be able to be considered to come next year. In my transition to another school, I had moved into New Jersey with my uncle for the remainder of my sixth grade year. Now that's another story from the time. Coming back to the AF in 10th grade, I thought things would be different, things would be better, because I experienced the life of New Jersey and hated it with the deepest part of my gut, and was ready to come back to rules and standards and wearing new uniforms, and hey, we get to wear whatever sneaker we want. And that was so great in my head until the first day I was pulled over. I was stopped and spoken to by 5 teachers, not including for my grade. Each one of those conversations had taught me a lesson. When you come to schools such as this one, who value disciplinary rules and education on different wavelengths, you must stop and think to yourself, who am I as a person? As those multiple conversations ended, my then dean pulled me into her office and was like, Javon, are you having trouble? Do you still remember the rules? I said, yeah, I do. I don't have a problem. What's wrong? And she said it's come to her attention that many of the teachers from across the school had a problem with me, or feel that I'm just being blatantly disrespectful. And that's the thing. Why did I have to be seen as being blatantly disrespectful when honestly I just was getting reintegrated back into a system that valued rules more than education? Fast forward to my high school year, where my current school, same network, but just a high school. The first day I entered high school, I will never forget. I came late in orientation, of course, and I ran into my principal. Let's see, the funny thing about it is that when she approached me and tried to talk to me about the rules of this school and things are going to change because of the transition from middle to high, she said something to me that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. When having a conversation with me, she said, I don't know where you're from, but here, things are run differently. Now, let me remind you, I'm currently in 11th grade. That was my 9th grade self. So in my head, already not wanting to come to this school, I'm thinking, whoa. What do you mean, where do I come from? Whoa, that was racist. And she's like, no, I don't mean like that. I just mean, from whatever school you came from. And I was like, oh, okay. But still, in that same sense, I wondered again, why would you have to put it that way? Do you not see me as a person? First, student second. Now, we are here in current time. Whereas 11th grade myself strives to go to college. And the college process ain't easy. I'll just let you know that now. Because I took 9th, 10th, even 8th grade years for granted, I don't even have the own position to ask the teachers I feel can better show my growth for a recommendation. And that's been told on a constant basis, if I even attempt to ask them, they automatically will not respond due to the college board. Which is a problem because, again, as it comes from the 5th, 7th, and 9th to now, why am I constantly being put in situations where, because of a few actions I did in the past, define me for the rest of my life? And that's a problem with schools like this one. Now, don't get me wrong. If I never went to AF, my math skills wouldn't have increased. If I never went to AF high school, I would have never joined the speech and debate team. If I never went to any of these schools, my life would have been drastically different. I probably wouldn't have been involved in as many school activities I do now. I probably wouldn't be the face of many activities across the network. It's the connections I built with teachers over the year because of my disruptive behavior will have never happened if I decided to stay in a public school. But it's now to the point where I have to contemplate my decisions to those of the past and those of the future. Because why must my few mistakes of the past define my entire future? Because I know that in life, one mistake is just a minor bump in the road. Those coming after is a mystery. Because overall, when you look at it, high school is supposed to be the best years of your life. The years that you have your ups and the years that you have your downs. But in a school like this, it's only down for people like me. The people who just can't handle work as better as other people. The people who just don't have the behavioral problems as those who do. Overall, this school has shaped me to be the person I am today. The one that always thinks in the future instead of thinking in the present. The one that always must take 2 steps forward in order to go 10 steps ahead. Overall, we must look at the system like this. Don't let the system shape the way you formulate your thinking, but let you change the system based on the way you're thinking.